Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna do something which I may decide to not upload this because I might decide that it's a bit weird, but we're gonna give it a chance. I watched this Elevation Church thing where this guy talked about who's a guy in the Bible, and he was evil, and he described as in life you have this, if you feel like you want to be fitter, prettier, better, having this sort of like striving for something else which kind of is negative and not sort of consistent with the peace of God that is intrinsic within us all. So anyway, I thought it would be fun to do this to other words and see if anything came from it, because at the end of the day, language has been derived. We didn't just find this book of language, it was kind of developed over time. So I thought it'd be interesting to write down a few words and see if I could find any sort of connotations that I found. A lot of languages derived from Latin, so let's have a go. I mean, I started off with things that just came straight to my head, and then I did sort of more like general things like the word like love, which I'm going to start with because I found that one quite interesting. So I may edit this to put the word next to it to describe what I mean visually for this, or I may not. So the first thing that came into my mind was the factor V in love, right? It kind of goes up and down, like love, you know how like love goes up, like situations within love, it kind of like, it's like an up and down kind of situation. That was something I noticed. At the beginning there's like a catch, like an L, it's almost like a some sort of, you like a hook. It's kind of like you have to hook someone on for love. This is what I mean. I'm going to read this. I feel like this is coming across okay though. The second letter is O, like wholeness, that kind of says to me. And the E is like, sounds like E, like yay, you know what I mean? If all of that works out well, it's kind of like, do you see what I mean? It's quite fun to do. Obviously, like, it's just looking at it. Then I looked at, let's just pick a few out because I've done quite a few. Anger, which was an interesting one. So A is like control. If you like say it loudly, you kind of might be like, I think the way I thought about it in my head is like, you know, if you want to like, if someone says something mean, you might, you know, if you ever heard someone be really blunt, be like, like trying to control you, like, that's not quite right, you know, they're trying to bring you around to your point of view, which in some ways could be seen as control, even if it doesn't actually meant to be control, if that makes sense. The next thing I heard from that word is her, like anger, like her. There's this thing in the Bible where God is, sorry, not God, like, I think the husband blames the wife for, in Adam and Eve, I think Adam blamed Eve for eating the apple. But yeah, so her, like, blame and anger, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like sometimes feminine qualities might be seen as, like, weaker in an anger situation. Some people maybe prey on feminine qualities. And the G is, like, an unpleasant, like, a ugh kind of, like, noise, like, it sounds like it's unpleasant, like anger. Does that make sense? Like anger. Let's do some more interesting / happy words. I feel like we've kind of done a lot of. So let's do one, sex. It's not going to be sexually explicit, but I'm going to use the word sex anyway. X obviously is the first thing that comes to my mind. Don't do it. Explicit. And something else interesting, it kind of sounds like when you say sex, it's got this like a snake in it, right? And biblically it's like, I'm not obsessed with the Bible. Again, for anyone that's only just come across my videos, I was brought up religious, went away from God for ages, but now got my personal relationship with God. I'm not like I do go to a Christian group, but I'm very aware of the entanglement that things like churches can bring and the confusion it can bring between people, and it can just bring resentment towards people where God is for each of us and not necessarily. I find it can be difficult in a group when it's forced down your neck to feel motivated to do that, and you may feel kind of angry at other people that are involved in it and kind of blame God for that. So anyway, just to like say that. So obviously the serpent is like an analogy for in a lot of things for, like, you know, temptation, stuff like that. So like for the sex thing, it's like it's interesting because it's like at the beginning it's like an S, like a snake, and then it's, what's the next bit? X. So you're tempted into sex and then they become your ex. I found that quite funny, but there we go. What else did I look at? The word beta, interestingly enough, for a personality type, does it not sound like beat her? Because I feel like loads of beta girls can be really like forceful and kind of mean. Not mean, I feel like they can just be quite like to the point, harsh. So take that for what it is. Not to say, well, I met lots of nice beta people. I think my mum's probably a beta, and she's not mean. So I'm not sure. I haven't actually analysed her in that way. Then I used the word white. From that I saw T for the TE. It's like tea. It's like a stereotype that white people drink tea. Wit I also got from that, and high, white, high. There we go. Then I did pray, which was interesting. Interesting enough, I think my mum was watching Eat, Pray, Love. And I feel like I've done love as well. I haven't done the word eat. But let's do that now. So like eat, like e, like yay. And then like... I feel like this is actually making a lot of sense. I thought I was going to sound like an absolutely nutty freako. But at the end of the day, it's just literature. We're okay. Also, do you like my hair? I think it looks really nice. I did a short of it already. I probably shouldn't have bothered now because my hair... So I'm going to do this one. But so pray, I got yay from that. And the purr is like purr, like a sigh kind of idea. So like, and then, but then when you pray, it's like yay. God, I couldn't think of anything for God. And like that was interesting to me because I think God like has levels that we didn't understand, so I couldn't actually come to mind anything for God. And then, but I did do Jesus, which was like geez, like geez, you know, people say geez anyway for like Jesus anyway, but it's like geez, like wow. And then us is in Jesus, which is interesting because Jesus died for us. And then the sus, I got from that like Jesus. You don't always understand it because a lot of the biblical connotations is that they don't always obviously agree with / understand Jesus and the way he works. And I think back and I think like lots of people in my life that I've had issues with, I may not understand what God is doing through them, and on my level of understanding it's impossible for me to understand, therefore would be angry with that due to my lack of understanding, and that's kind of how the world is. There we go. And I did my own name, kind of like irrelevant to you, but I thought this would be interesting. Holly, with a Y. So I got hole from that, as in like a hole in the floor, or like whole being. I thought that was nice. Lee, but kind of sounds like lie, but kind of doesn't, because I'm like one of these people where like if I lie, I sometimes usually clarify it. Like I'm not much of a liar. I think a white lie is kind of okay, but usually I go back on myself to and then I got lol from that as well, like Holly, but like lol, but kind of like a joke, but also like doesn't actually quite sound like lol, if that makes sense. I found that interesting. Money. I got mong from that. I think that might be a bit like money, like mong. From this, I just think it's people that are kind of like obsessed with money, like monged out by money, like I need to just drive towards that and like I can't think of anything else. Hey, so like social, like mun hey. Like I think if you've got loads of money, it's easy to be. It says in the Bible as well, like the rich are loved, have many friends, but the poor hate each other, or something. It literally says that. So maybe like money gives you a sense of like socialness. That comes from that. Yay, obviously money like would make you happy to an extent. May give you certain things that are you know, make you happy. To some things, obviously monetary gain, but it's like. But it kind of is like money. It's because like you're kind of like not yay in that though. Makes sense. I'm kind of sounding a bit like I'm running it a bit together now because I feel like I sound really sane. So I'm just like making it like a bit more. But it's like money, like yay. But it's not really like yay. It's like nay. It's like nay. It literally says nay, like not yay. If that makes sense. Like you could either be like no. So you might have strict people that are rich. Kind of. You could get that. And also yay, but not really yay. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Life is the next one I did. And from that I got knife, because life is like savage. That is the first thing that came into my head when I said life. I was like, life is savage, so it sounds like a knife. I don't know why. I also get fly from that, because life can be you fly through life sometimes and just either it's too fast or you sort of have a lot of different experiences, and sometimes you feel like you could analogify to say that you're flying because it's very interesting and you can come across a lot of different things and stuff like that. Or you could just have a really good time and feel like you're flying and feel very happy. And then I also got lie from like life, and I think that's the beginning of it. You can have myths about life and then FE on the end. I'm not talking about that specifically, but like the first part of life is lie. So I think you have these like all of these like lies about life that you believe in the first part of it, and then in the latter half you kind of release those lies, if that makes sense. Should I do any more? If I find another interesting one, I will, because I've done a couple that are... Okay, I'll do shame, because I thought this one was quite interesting as well. So like, there's a part of shame which is like like you've caught someone or something, like you know what I mean? Like, so I think shame is something where like people can shame you or you can shame yourself or both. So I think you can, shame is like you kind of recognise that you've got shame and you're like, I've got shame about something. Something's not quite cohesive with how I want to be, if that makes sense. Something's kind of bringing me to a different place. And then aim, which is like you've got to change. It's like shame, aim. Like it's kind of like the idea of like aiming in a different position. And the SH is like shh, like resolution. It's kind of like a calming, like shh, let's re-aim for the shame, which is nice. So obviously, just to clarify, obviously this isn't like a mental health video, but if someone else is shaming you, it doesn't mean that you should re-aim because they're shaming you. It's like you should re-aim at how you think about them if they're trying to shame you, if that makes sense. You can't control other people, so there we go. Is there any other ones that I should look at? I've done that. I think that's most of the ones I did that are good. I didn't do that many because I kind of got a bit like, okay, I'll stop now. But I thought this was actually quite a good video. I will watch it through just to make sure it kind of like adds up and makes sense and you're not like, what? But I feel like these are things that you don't really think about, but language is, as I said, derived from Latin, and it's never something I've heard people in passing do stuff like this, and obviously in the Elevation Church I got the idea, but it's like, it's not something that I've seen happen a lot, just to like go off your own back and like just not even studying languages, it's just like contemplating it. But there we go, we haven't all got time like me. Most of us have full-time jobs and kids and things like that they have to worry about, but I don't have these things right now, so all power to me. Luckily I'm doing it for you and putting it on the internet so you can read up or do it yourself if that's something you wish to. But yeah, also I have to mention again, I've already done it with my hair. I think it's really nice and I look very nice today. I feel like it makes me feel pretty, and my hair is very short, but these are extensions. So yeah, thanks for listening. Have a nice evening. I'll probably post this tomorrow so I don't spam you, because I will try not to do that. For any of my new subscribers, hello. I'm very pleased that my subscriber count has gone up by like 100 this month, so thank you very much. What was I going to say? I will not be spamming my channel, do not worry, this is not a regular occurrence. I'm trying to post about 2 to 3 times a week, kind of max, maybe like 4 possibly, but I was at a point where I think in my past videos I have so many because I used to post like many times a week, which was too much, and I think maybe like 3 or possibly 4 times a week, maybe like 2 or 3 I'm kind of aiming at, but I've just come across these like ideas and I've just kind of posted a couple. It's not going to be like a multiple times daily thing, just to brief that. Have I got anything else to update? No, I'm just kind of like killing time now, I feel like. Thank you for listening, have a nice evening, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye.